The sentencing of Okello Onyum to death for the Gaba child attack has reignited Uganda's political debate over capital punishment. General Muhoozi Kainerugaba publicly voted to push for the death sentence for Onyum immediately after his arrest. This is the same Muhoozi who in January 2025 declared that opposition leader Dr. Kizza Besigye would be hanged on Heroes Day. His father, President Museveni, as from year 2 in October 2019, he told graduating prison officers in Luzia that he would hang a few to stop violent criminals believing they could win in impunity. Speaking on October 30, 2019, Museveni lamented that his Christian leniency had been exploited by murderers, insisting that we must hang those of these people because if you see how they kill people, they deserve to be killed. BBC reports captured his frustration that life imprisonment was insufficient deterrence. He promised to resume signing death warrants, ending an unofficial moratorium in place since 2005. Human rights organizations immediately warned that executions would reduce crime and that Uganda's judicial systems remain too fragile to guarantee just outcomes.
Attitude to homicide. I am having some issues with some of our people. They think that a death sentence is inhuman, is what. But me, in order to manage these Africans the way they are now, I'm still with the law of Moses. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I cannot say that the death of a Ugandan is equal to imprisonment for the killer. Because death. It's a big issue because we are going to, we are not. And I think the misanalysis in economics, there's what we call opportunity cost. By coming here to address the judicial conference, I have abandoned something else. Maybe if I was driving, I would be now in West Nile to do something there. So the opportunity cost of my coming here has been to give up going to West Nile.
These statements reveal a pattern of execution overreach that conflates commander-in-chief, prosecutor, judge, and executioner when the chief of defense forces announces a desired death sentence for a specific suspect. Judicial independence and fair trial rights become hollow. Moses' deleted post still signals that a predetermined outcome is expected. The same dynamic played out with Besigye, now facing the capital charge of treachery before a military court after an illegal extradition from Kenya. Threatening a prominent opponent with hanging is a stark weaponization of the death penalty for political ends. Through those warnings, not a single execution has been carried out since 2019. Death row inmates now include Okello, but the hangman remains idle. In the landmark 2009 Susan Chibgula case, the Supreme Court ruled that automatic death sentences were unconstitutional and the prolonged stays on death row constituted cruel, inhuman treatment. Yet, Parliament has never comprehensively reformed the law, leaving 28 capital offenses on the statute books, the highest in East Africa. Successive presidents have simply pocket-vetoed executions by refusing to sign final warrants. This creates a limbo where death sentences are handed down regionally, satisfying public demand for toughness while avoiding international condemnation. Muhoozi's advocacy for Onyum's execution, following his threats against Besigye, normalizes a culture where military figures publicly dictate judicial outcomes. It may expose the hypocrisy of a regime that uses the death penalty to control opponents and grandstand on crime, while neglecting systemic police failures. When Museveni admitted that police are weak and incapable of thorough investigation, he himself provided the strongest argument against capital punishment. A flawed system will inevitably execute the innocent. Uganda's death penalty debate is less about justice and more about power. Okello Onyum's fate rests not on the facts of his case, but on the whims of politicians who use the nose to project strength. Until the executive stops treating the gallows as a prop, the rule of law and the right to life will remain conditional in Uganda. Now, Besigye is also almost experiencing the same. Muhoozi said he will be hanged, he should be hanged. President Museveni advocates for death sentence. Muhoozi advocates for death sentence. Muhoozi ordered or said he will push for sentence of Onyum to death sentence. But the warrant is still in the hands of Museveni. Will Besigye also face the same pathway as Onyum? And will Christopher Onyum be hanged? Let me know in the comment section.